Sharing information is important to foster a circular economy. I will give you examples of initiatives going in that direction and launched by public authorities to foster the circular economy agenda, as well as by independent organizations. The wave of circular economy policies initiated by governments resulted in a need for these governments to develop tools to foster their implementation. One tool is networks that are being developed by governments but also by the wider society to make people connect and develop the synergies necessary to the implementation of circular systems. Because circular economy requires a reorganization of the economy as we know it. It's based on the principle of the circulation of flows in the economy to avoid these flows to be landfilled. The circulation of flows implies that different stakeholders collaborate to exchange energy or material flows based on their needs. For example, one company in the UK might have, let's say, ceramics that they want to get rid of. On the other hand, a company in France might need ceramics as a raw material for building materials, which would decrease the amount of virgin raw materials in its process. So the organizations discarding and those demanding material and energy to be reused or recycled need to somehow get in touch to allow the reuse or the recycling to happen. Stimulating circular economy systems also implies thinking out of the box and imagining new systems that reduce resource consumption while reducing the amount of emissions in the environment. Innovation is facilitated by brainstorming, networking, and exchange of knowledge, which allow identifying what is needed, what is feasible and what is not, and if an idea can actually contribute to create a circular economy. Initiatives to stimulate such cooperative actions are popping up around the world from both public authorities to foster the public agenda and, sometimes spontaneously, from local actors. One example of an initiative launched by public authorities is the European Circular Economy Stakeholder Platform, launched by the European Commission in 2017. It aims to gather the existing networks focusing on circular economy in a network of networks to stimulate collaboration and knowledge sharing on opportunities and challenges. The platform will be coordinated by a coordination group gathering experts in the field of circular economy, organize stakeholders' discussions via conferences, and share knowledge, strategies, and good practices via a website. The European Commission is also funding a consortium of actors in the sector of raw materials in Europe called EIT Raw Materials that is initiated by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. EIT Raw Materials gathers more than 100 partners in academia, research institutes, and businesses who collaborate to find innovative solutions to secure and improve the supply of raw materials in Europe, and which include, in a large extent, the development of circular systems. Another example is the initiative launched by the association ACR+, which was founded by a group of local authorities under the lead of the Brussels Capital Region. ACR+ launched the Circular Europe Network to share knowledge on efficient circular economy strategies implemented by cities and regions. One interesting output of the network is this map, which gathers successful circular economy initiatives from different regions in Europe. Besides initiatives launched by public authorities, other actors like academia and businesses also participate in creating those networks. This is the case of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation and its program Circular Economy 100. It aims to enable organizations around the world to innovate in the field of circular economy by bringing together companies, governments, cities, academias, and emerging innovators. The tools available to the members of the network are, for example, a matchmaking app, acceleration workshops, and an executive education course. This initiative was recently extended with the creation of 2 specific programs for Brazil and the US. Other types of initiatives gather specific technical information for social and environmental assessment of supply chains and resource management. The European Platform on Life Cycle Assessment was launched in 2014 by the European Commission to gather information and data for businesses and policymakers to make life cycle assessment studies. It hosts a registry called the Lifecycle Data Network for stakeholders to deposit lifecycle inventory data of processes. These examples stress the importance of information sharing in the development of a circular economy as intended by regional policies. Initiatives are already ongoing, from the creation of networks for matchmaking to the creation of new communication tools and technical databases that can support innovators in their effort to create new circular systems. These networks rely on the participation of all the actors involved in a transition towards a circular economy.